Welcome to Running Plays with Coach P. Wade. I am Coach P. Wade. And y'all, I'm back for another episode and I'm excited. I'm excited about this one because as we're approaching holiday season, the holidays, Thanksgiving just passed. We're now headed into Christmas and New Year's. I want to talk about gifts, but not gifts as in what we're giving people, buying them. I want to talk about the gift of letting go and embracing new beginnings because I think this time of the year, a lot of that stuff kind of comes up. Family conflicts, unresolved issues in relationships, because sometimes you try to come back and work it out because it's the holiday season. And, sometimes maybe we feel lonely. Holidays bring up so much emotions in people for various reasons. There's so many triggers from music to movies to smells to when you go out and there's something going on to seeing Santa Claus, whatever it is. There's so many triggers around this time of the year. And some people feel like they want to pull people back in that may not need to be pulled back in. But then sometimes people are ready to let it go. And I want you to understand, if you're watching this, I want you to grasp that letting go is a gift. Letting go is an act of self-love. It's an act of choosing you, choosing yourself, choosing your peace, choosing your happiness, regaining and reclaiming your life back. So as we go into this season, I want you to embrace it. Embrace the things that you have let go. Maybe it hurt. I'm sure it did. Like letting go of people, letting go of relationships, friendships, letting go of jobs, careers that no longer serve you, but maybe you still have love or care there or interest, can be really hard. But I always want us to come back to, do we love that person? Do we love that situation more than we love ourselves? Because sometimes when you're saying yes to those situations, you're saying no to yourself. And I think, it's actually crazy that we do that. I've done it. I'm not calling you crazy. I'm just saying if we're doing that, we have to realize that, I'm really choosing a person over me. I know it don't feel right. I know I'm tossing and turning at night. I know I'm crying while they over there scrolling on their phone or they're sleeping in peace and I'm over here minding chaos, right? I know I shouldn't be here any longer. And you probably let it go, or you're probably wanting to let it go. But it's a gift and it's an act of self-love. It's an act of choosing yourself. And a lot of us aren't conditioned or taught how to do that. I know for me, I always tell people I didn't hear the word self-love until I was 30. When I was getting divorced, my auntie taught me about self-love. I'm like, self-love? I literally, and I know this now, we talk about these things, but at that time, that was 2018, I never heard of self-love. I'm like, oh, wow, so I should be loving myself more. I should be really figuring out myself, figuring out things about myself so I can even attract someone that could love me. And although some things after that didn't work out quite that way because I still have some work to do, but loving yourself and letting go of things, that's a gift, y'all. And I want this season, if you're in a situation where you have to let it go, I want you to embrace the change, embrace the new beginnings, because it's going to be okay. It is, I promise you. I know you may be like, Coach, I'm over here crying. Coach, my heart hurts. I can't eat, I can't sleep, or I'm eating too much. I don't feel like getting up. I'm stuck under the covers. But I'm here to tell you that that is a moment, and you're going to get through that moment. And once you get through that moment, man, I'm telling you, life is going to be good for you. So first, just trust that. We're going to talk about the gift of letting go tonight. That looks like you choosing to no longer hold on to the pain, to no longer hold a grudge, to no longer weigh yourself down physically, emotionally, mentally, because that is draining. When you're holding on to something that no longer serves you, that is a weight that literally, just think about a weight. Like I like to talk about the bench press. Think about if you had a heavy bench press on you, you had no one spying you trying to lift it up and you can't. That's what something that no longer serves you feels like. That's how it can weigh you down to where you can't be productive because you don't feel good. You don't feel right. You can't work out and eat healthy because you're not in a good space. So being able to release that, Release the toxic, release the negative. Find things that are adding value. Be intentional about seeking out things that make you feel better. Not just any things, not things that are detrimental to you, but things that you may enjoy, things that you may not enjoy. Going for a walk, doing things like that you used to do, going to sit in the movies, going out for coffee, ice cream, whatever the case may be. But being able to release that, things that don't feel good or aren't adding to you, and finding the things that are adding to you. And then also, I want us to be intentional. Once you get to the point of releasing, set your intentions on what does your new life look like after you release, after you let go, after you, I almost skipped this, forgive the people, the situation, and yourself, and reclaim your life back. What does that look like for you? Like, what kind of relationships do you want in your life? What kind of friendships do you desire? Do you want people that are similar to you? Do you want somebody that's different? Do you want people that you just have fun with? Do you want people that you grow and gain knowledge with? What does that look like for you? I want you to visualize it. You may have to sit in solitude and really think. You may have to journal and be intentional about what do I actually want? What does a future without this person, without this thing, without this job look like for me? How do I want that to look? And then you go figure out how to get that. You start watching people, how they move. You start noticing the red flags because you've seen that before. And I'm not saying just put a wall up, but I'm just saying be aware, be observant. What did you learn? What did you learn from that last situation? What did it teach you? Write that down. Write it down so you can always go back and reflect on it, so you can never forget. And I'm not saying so you can just go back and relive it, but no, you need to know, because when time passes, sometimes time does heal. Time doesn't heal all, but sometimes we can forget. So then we can easily get back in a similar situation because we may have forgotten what actually happened. Hell, we might go back to that same situation. So, you always got to journal and reflect. I'm going to say that. And then also, I don't want to just talk about relationships as in a romantic or intimate one. I want to talk to the people that may have to let go of some family, because that's a tough one. That's a hard one. But sometimes for your peace and for your sanity, some family can't be in your picture. I'm sorry, y'all. I know that's a hard one. And I know some people don't like when I say that, but sometimes for your peace and your sanity, sometimes your family can't be in the picture. There are some people that, unfortunately, they may not align with who you are today, where you're going, your purpose here in life. And sometimes we got to be okay with it. Sometimes we got to be okay with it. I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but because family's a touchy one. But not all family is beneficial for you. I'm trying to think of a way to explain it, but that's like, okay, we'll say food. Think of some food, some fruits, right? Everybody's always talking about these different fruits and veggies. Some fruits aren't good for everybody with certain blood types or certain things, right? It may be something that's good, but it may not be good for you. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but all family isn't here to support and love and nourish and care for you the way you may need. And maybe you've had conversation after conversation. Maybe you're tired of going in this toxic cycle. So it's finally time for somebody to say, you know what? I love you, but I can't keep doing this because me loving you is killing me. If you loving someone else is killing you and is that detrimental, you got to let it go, because you only get one of these. And I like saying that because it's the realest thing. You only get one of these. It's not a game. There's no do-overs. So if you have a family member, a friendship, and they are killing you by you loving them, then you got to do what you got to do. And it's an act of self-love. And I want to give this story. I'm going to wrap this up. I ain't going to make this a long podcast. But sometimes we fear letting go. We fear the change. We fear what the future is going to hold without that thing. And I like to talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady played for the New England Patriots for 20 years, won 6 Super Bowls. He living it up. I wouldn't say he was in his prime of his career. I wouldn't say that. He was just he's a GOAT, right? So he's with New England for 20 years. There started to become a little tension with him and Bill Belichick. I mean, it wasn't like bad blood, but it was some tension. So Tom Brady made the decision to let go and move on, which people think that's a crazy move. You're over here, you're winning. You a 6-time NFL champion, right? You one of the most winningest quarterbacks in NFL history. Why would you let go of this good situation? Why would you let go of this family? Why would you let go of what you love? The city loves you, the people you love, right? Why would you let that go? Tom Brady said, you know what? I got to do what's best for me. And he did. He went to Tampa Bay. And guess what happened? Something that nobody thought would happen. He won a Super Bowl the first year. He was able to go out there, and even though he let go of something, still receive something greater, honestly, because he showed that it wasn't just this coaching system. He showed that it just wasn't this city. It wasn't just this playbook. He showed that he was the GOAT. He was the prize. And sometimes you got to let go of certain things to even find out for yourself. And if you want others to know that you the prize, you the most valuable thing. And that's what Tom Brady did. He showed people he was the most valuable thing. So I'm just going to end it with that, y'all. This season, we are going to give the gift. I'm going to talk about the gift of letting go. You know what you need to let go of. You know what makes your heart hurt. You know what makes you cry. You know what's stressing you out. You know what's weighing you down. If you know all those things, I need you to be okay with letting it go, especially before we go into the new year. Especially set yourself free. Show yourself an act of love. Give yourself that gift of letting go. And I'm going to end it with that, y'all. I hope this episode was good for you. I always forget. One day I'm going to remember. If you haven't already, please like, please share, please subscribe, and please tap in with me on my social sites at Coach P. Wade on TikTok, at Coach P. Wade on Instagram. And y'all, until next time, I'm out.